Me and you were the only two musicians that actually had played every single year. Because it was Dave Littrell band was the first year.
The first time that I met you, I didn't know the scope of Springfield music, and hammered playing pinball with a bar, and you had made a joke, and I didn't know you, so I didn't know it was a joke or not, and he was like, yeah, I'm Dave from Dave and Dave the Station. I'm like, who the French is Dave? But in my defense, I only knew two people. I knew Josh that, you know, had 6 bands at the time, and I was like, okay, so I got to figure out what he's on. And then I had no idea who you were because I didn't stay out at bars long enough. Excuse me, I didn't stay out sober enough at bars long enough to watch you
Me and
close.
you were the only two musicians that actually had played
You guys, I
every
don't
single
know
year. Because it was Dave Littrell band was the first year.
And just like close. Like how does that work?
Mostly like, hey, people are going to be here from here until then, and I go, okay, well, we'll play until they leave, or until I play bad enough that they all walk out the door. You know, so you know, if it was up to me, especially now, like I want to play like 7 to 9. I want to be in bed at 10 o'clock.
Because you're all.
But back then it wasn't like that. It was like, hey, you're going to play 10 to 1 here, and then you're going to go down to Stella, and you're going to play till 3.
Stella.
And we did that for
Kids, you got to Google. Got to Google Stella. It was the thing. Back to the circle. So, what is your favorite memory of Downhome?
Oh my gosh, there's been a lot of them.
We got time.
Man, I think it's, I mean, playing and being a part of it as a musician is the best too, is really important. But also, the coolest thing about this is I get to go see other bands. You know, being a working musician, you're playing a lot, you don't get to see a lot of these bands. So that's one of the best things for me is be able to, you know, play a set, but then I get to hang out for 2 days and drink great craft beer and food and see my friends and their new projects and just take it in. So that's probably the best.
How have you seen the history of music festivals evolve from year 1 until now?
So yeah, I got to be a part of the very first one, which was awesome. I think we played like on a coffee table or something. There was a flatbread.
Actually, me and you were the only two musicians that actually had played every single year. Because it was Dave Littrell band was the first year, and then the station every year after that.
Yep.
And then one year the station didn't play.
I think we played inside instead of.
Yeah, but
outside.
you played, but Deep Hollow.
Oh, but Deep Hollow played that year.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So I think. You
so yeah,
every
really
year.
the biggest thing I think to answer the question is, you know, starting from playing in a cardboard box to playing a plastic cardboard box. You know what I mean? Every year just gets bigger, better. There's more bands. There's, you know, playing on bigger stages. You know, there's more beer. There's more, you know, more people. More, you know. So it's just every year gets a little bit better, and just next year will be bigger than this year. You know, and that's just kind of the way it goes. And it's a testament to Josh and his whole team because, you know, as musicians we get to show up. I mean, we got the easy part, right? Like we just get to show up and play. Like that's the fun stuff. But you know, for him, that starts in, you know, pretty much probably 2 weeks after last year's done. He's like, all right, what are we gonna do next year? All right, we gotta load this. We gotta start this. So you know, in January it becomes, you know, and I'll let Josh talk about that if he wants to. But you know, we have the easy part. So yeah.
How do you challenge yourself to make one performance stronger than the other? I'm not saying that there are shows that you don't want to play. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure that there's shows like, man, I've got to be on.
There are some shows that I don't want to play, but you do.
Yeah, and how do you challenge yourself at a show that you don't want to play? Like, I'm going to be better at this because, or I'm going to be stronger at this because.
I think, you know, and I was kind of making a joke about, you know, some shows that you don't want to do, but for me at least, it may, you know, I may be like, I don't really want to do this, or we're in a bad spot or whatever, but as soon as we start playing, and probably other musicians can attest to this, everything else is gone. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. This is exactly what I want to do. I'm exactly where I want to be. And so, you know, to answer the question about what do I do to kind of get out of that is really just focus on my bandmates and listen. Like just, you know, get in that space, take a deep breath, and just listen, you know, because I've, you know, been lucky enough to have awesome bandmates. So if I'm having an off day or something, and I can look in and I'm like, holy crap, that's Jeff Cunningham. I get to play bass with Jeff Cunningham. That's pretty awesome, right? Or I get to play drums with Dave Carter or Chris Miller or Mike Sullivan or Liz Eckert or Michael Walk. So I get to lean on them a lot, and so, and and vice versa too. They get to lean on me sometimes, and I think that's one of the great things about being in a band versus doing some solo stuff that I do too. You don't get to have that sum is greater than the equal or the you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But a lot of times if
We
you're
all
doing
strive
solo,
to
it's
be-
like, hey man, it's just you and all eyes are on you. And being in a band like that, and especially in a festival atmosphere where you look out and you see a bunch of your friends too, and you see a bunch of musicians that you look up to, and I think that's the greatest thing in the world.
That's awesome.
Every time it's load-in time, I'm always like, man, I should have never booked this.
But then
Once it's done, I'm okay with
and
it.
it's like, wait, so you start playing, right?
Yeah, it's like,
All right,
gotta load all this crap
is
up.
it,
Yeah.
How have you evolved, or do you see yourself as from the day that you picked up a guitar until now? I know it's like a time machine, and it'd probably make your nose bleed to go backwards and just all those
A lot of painful
gigs and all
moments.
those plays. Well, you probably played a song horribly for 100 times, and then you got 3 notes right, and you got stoked off those 3 notes. You're like, I gotta keep going. I mean, I'm hoping that was.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, being a saxophonist first, so that was my first instrument growing up, playing high school and college and that sort of thing. I didn't pick up a guitar till I got into college, so I always felt like.
Was it to pick up the ladies because Kenny G wasn't so hot?
No,
then?
I just wanted to write some songs.
Okay.
I just wanted to,
Just
yeah,
checking.
it was no Kenny G, I just wanted to write some songs, and it's hard to write a song if you're just playing one note at a time. So I was like, all right, I need to play some chords, pick up an acoustic guitar, and so for me it was always like I felt like an imposter, right? Like I'm a saxophone player playing guitar. And
Really?
now I'm starting to feel that
That's weird.
yeah, well, I mean,
But you master one and then you move on to the other, right? That's kind of the idea.
no, I don't think anybody ever masters anything.
Well,
I think it's all,
I'm not saying the skill itself. I'm saying your
Yeah.
confidence in order to step out
oh yeah,
of your comfort
I'm
zone.
still, yeah,
Well,
very,
But
very,
you have to be confident in order to pick up something and say, "Hey."
or you can
I'm-
fake it till you make it. And that's a lot of it too.
It's always
It is. Because I want to continually push myself. So I think that's part of it too. Is,
Absolutely.
I can go out and kind of mail it in, but I think that's the biggest thing. Is I'm starting to feel more like a guitar player and less like a sax player who can play some guitar. So, and that's getting there. It'll always. And next year when we have this conversation, hopefully I'll say, hey, I got a little better at this, or I got a little better at that. And,
That's awesome.
I want to be 85, looking back at 40-year-old Dave going, oh man, he thought he was getting good. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
it just, forever.
If there's someone that has not attended Downhome ever, what's one way you would draw them in, and then we'll pause our conversation.
I would say it doesn't matter what kind of music you're into, you're going to find something you like. Because a lot of festivals will have like a little niche of, oh, that's this type of band, or if you're into this, you may not like this. But I would say, most people, it's constant music, so music's always going to be happening with good local bands, and you're going to have different styles. So like, no matter what, you're gonna walk away going, I'd seen that name on some posters. Man, they were really good. I'm gonna go back out and check them out. And I think that's probably the best thing that I get too, because I end up seeing bands that I may have thought I knew or had never seen before, and I walk out going, man, next time I see them, I want to check them out.